This guy was the kingpin of sea gypsies. He had more square footage in North Lake. Literally, little blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the... I didn't. You can just let that go. And I'm Doug. Welcome to the silliest internet-based yachting show on...
I'm saying the interwebs.
It's the internet, people. It's the internet. The interweb's a place. The internet's someplace. I don't know. Google it. Okay. By the way, we are pretty factual. So we kind of get our laughs in. But we're going to jump right into it. What do we do? First of all, we got to show you our sponsors. Give me some sponsors. Take a look at the blender. The blender will take everything you have on board and turn it into seamless streaming internet. No problems, no hassles. Hargrave Custom Yachts. The middle word being custom, they'll build anything you want. They'll build a gold-plated bathtub if you want, or a 200-foot mega yacht. ITS, that stands for Interior Technology Services. If you need your carpets certified, these are the people. They will also do the walls, the cushions, any soft fabrics in the boat. Remember, ITS is your #1 choice to get your carpets and interior cleaned. Check out Crewhaven at crewhaven1501.com. If you're just entering town and you need a place to stay, this is the place to go. Crewhaven1501.com. MPT, Maritime Professional Training. This is the one school where you can go from your first STCW all the way up to Unlimited Master. Never forget, one school, unlimited possibilities. Check out our sponsors. We love them so much. Do you love our sponsors?
I love them, and I promise I will promote you more if you give me stuff.
Oh, okay, all right. Anyway, all right, let's jump right into it. Yacht industry news. Now we're going into the scrolling newspaper thing. You know what that is? Yacht industry news. What's the first thing we talk about in yacht industry news?
That we support the $160 day rate for day workers.
She nailed it. First freaking time.
It's not hard, guys.
Guess what? If you're a day worker, you don't want to be on that thing. But that's for a later discussion.
We'll get
there.
All
right. Next thing we talk about in yacht industry news.
My favorite, most exciting thing to talk about during yacht industry news, because I think it's so great, is the scholarship that we're offering. Tell us.
Oh, the bottom line yacht crew scholarship. That means we take a deckhand, we take a stewardess, we take a engineer, we fly you into Fort Lauderdale, we put you up in crew housing, we get you trained up, we get them into a crew agency, and then they get the job. Or you have a psychotic episode, one of the others. Okay, that's happening real soon. We're almost towards the end of finalizing this, and it's all for free. Pay attention. So, yacht industry news is going to be a little different this week because we're going to talk about a real problem that's plaguing South Florida. Okay, it's crystal clear blue water and pristine beaches. Has a cloud over it in the shape of a killer shark.
A cloud in the shape of a killer shark.
Wait, isn't that from Jaws?
Oh wait, that's from Jaws. Okay, we're actually going to talk about this and what's going on in South Florida. But before we do that, I did talk about Jaws. I'm going to promise you one thing. Here's a shark attacking a kayak. All right. I don't know about you, but that shark was one pissed off shark.
Keep your feetses in the kayak. You never know.
The shark was the same size as a kayak. Okay,
That would have been
so
terrifying.
I want to show you guys a little tour of Dade County and Broward County, and I want to show you exactly what we're talking about. So take a look at this. There's a big trend going on in South Florida. It goes all the way down to Key West. Is people are buying older boats that are not really seaworthy anymore, and they're making them their homes. You know, this particular situation's in Miami. All these boats were in the Marine Stadium, and the law enforcement said you can't be in there. So now they moved out here. These are their homes, and I don't know. I don't want to call them homeless people because they have a home. But Chelsea, do you think any of these boats can get underway again?
I mean, the ones that I've seen down in Miami especially, I highly doubt it. Especially this one.
Well, they still have the kayak.
Thank God. Well, I guess if they stick an engine on the back of the kayak, it's okay still, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the rule?
That's the rule. So it's free, but these boats have no water. They have no electricity. They're not getting pumped out, so their waste is going right into the harbor. Law enforcement in the middle of the night, if there's any sort of problem. Oh, you're talking about an outboard. See, this guy put an outboard right there on that sailboat,
right,
just to make it legal.
I mean, if they're going to live on them, you'd think that they would attempt to take care of them as well.
But they don't have the funding. This is a 55-foot motor yacht, and obviously this thing's not going anywhere. But you're going to see the outboard on the back to make it legal, which won't push it anywhere.
Why don't they just go up and make everybody turn their engines on and move their boats to prove it?
Well, they could turn that engine on, and that boat would probably move a little bit, but you're not taking any voyages on it.
Engine's ancient.
Yeah. So the biggest problem here is the fact that these boats are going to sink. They don't have electricity. They don't have power. They're pumping their raw sewage right into the harbor. The law enforcement can't do anything about it. They're like gypsies. Okay, actually, this is a 66-foot pacemaker, and I've been keeping an eye on this, and this one's actually in pretty good shape, but I'm so worried about the fact that it's going to turn into what the other boats are. This is in South Lake in Hollywood.
Okay.
And another problem is all the millionaire doctors that live on the shore, on the coast.
Oh, yes.
Are sitting on their back porch and looking at these boats.
That's what manufactured that.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4 power boats, 1, 2, 3 sailboats. This guy was the kingpin of sea gypsies. He had more square footage in North Lake. I don't know if it was a big rainstorm we had or whatever, but they all went down. That's actually a Sea Ray. That's a Trojan behind it, and that is a Hatteras yacht. These were all really nice yachts. Now you can actually see that these boats have a sticker on because the county goes around and says 30 days removal.
Right.
Okay, but nobody's removing them and nobody cares. Okay. Now these boats went down, and here's the kicker. So they buy this boat. They never changed the ownership name. 2 years down the road, it sinks. The township looks up the registration, and it's registered to the guy that sold it to these people 2-3 years ago or 5 years ago. And they're like, well, this is still your boat. It's your responsibility to remove it.
There should be some sort of incentive for Sea-Tow to help our community and remove this, and the county should pay for it.
But you're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Now this is a perfect example of somebody sitting in their backyard at North Lake in Hollywood, and they have to stare at this.
Well, millions and millions and millions of dollars. Think about the people that bought those houses that live right there. They're not cheap. They have money, and they don't want to look at this. Yeah.
So you're saying that those guys should pay?
I don't think that they should pay because
Hey, this guy's actually got one boat still floating. You notice they all have stickers because they were all told to leave, but they can't get underway. They just abandon the boat, or they tell the county, you go ahead, make me move. The county does not have the manpower to bring a barge and a crane in here to lift these boats out of the water. I'm going to tell you something else. This is North Lake, and there's some very, very expensive houses here. They're complaining. They wake up in the morning and they see these guys who are living on these boats hanging their bare ass over the back of the boat and pooping right in the harbor.
No way.
There's no sanitation systems on these boats. Nobody's coming to pump these boats out.
That is awful.
Now, do you really want to see that?
No.
No. So now they sit, oh look, that one's got 2 stickers. Now they sit on the bottom, and everybody's trying to figure out who's going to pay to remove it.
That is just insane.
Yeah.
And it's so unsafe.
Now, oddly enough,
I've seen this one.
There's a sign on the beach that says no beaching. So they totally disregarded that sign. It says no beaching right there, and this boat, as it sits, drove up there, or I don't know what happened.
I needed my new home to come with its own beach.
They were in such a rush to leave. They left the floaty raft still attached.
Is that still sitting there? It is today. I've driven past that multiple times.
Yeah, right in front of the sign that says no beaching.
It's on a park.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Oh, and by the way, on the opposite side of this lagoon are condos worth $3 million, $4 million, $5 million.
And all those restaurants there.
So this is Broward County. These are all liveaboards. This guy had 2 boats. Now, by the way, you're big stuff if you have 2 liveaboard gypsy boats, because now you've doubled your square footage. Anyway, listen, I'm not busting on these people. I want everybody to be happy on the planet. I think everybody has a right to live on the life on the ocean, but I think in order to do that, you definitely need to have the means to take care of the vessels. You know, these boats are not running boats anymore, and I just think everybody has a right to do whatever they want to do, but don't become a burden on the taxpayer, and don't become a hazard I mean, this is Dania Cutoff Canal. That boat's been raised and dropped like 3 times. They keep pumping it out, bringing it back. I have to imagine that house is probably worth $1 million it's sitting in front of.
And he's just letting it sit there like that?
This thing's been sitting on the bottom. It's
What?
a catamaran.
What is that?
Yeah, that's a Carrycraft 52. It's been one pontoon, whatever's been sitting on the bottom. I get it, everybody has to have a place to live, but the other thing we have to consider is everybody coming down. This is a vacation community to see all those boats. And speaking of derelict boats and eyesores, this is a burger. When this was first built, this was the cream of the crop. 10, 15 years.
I wonder what she looked like when she was taken care of.
She was magnificent. But 10, 15 owners later, the guy who buys it can't afford it, and here it sits, it sank. Fort Lauderdale there's jurisdictions everywhere. You got Davie, you got Fort Lauderdale, you've got Hollywood, all that. And it's like Fort Lauderdale can't do anything about this because I believe this is in Davie. But nobody's coming to the plate. Now let me just leave you with this as far as derelict boats go. When a hurricane comes, that thing's going to roll over and it's going to sit in the middle
Complete nightmare.
It's going to sit in the middle of the river, and now all of a sudden everything's going to stop. Okay, enough of that. Dave is a Southern regional rep for AMSOIL products. What's that mean? That means synthetic oil, that means oil analysis. He'll even put the little things on your engine so it's easy peasy to get your oil tested. Check out the safety of your engine with Dave from AMSOIL. Okay, technically on Tech Talk today we are talking about
Lines.
Lines are very important on boats. First of all, let me just explain. You're a deckhand, you come on the boat, it's your first boat. You need to know your lines. I'll give you a good one. Hey baby, what's going on, man? All right. Okay, no, we're talking about lines, and we're going back to West Marine to show you what kind of lines are different and what are the same. Go. Do you want to get tied up?
I already am.
Okay. Hey everybody. Okay, on Tech Talk today, we are technically talking about
Lines.
not ropes. That's a whole other story. Trust me, lines. These are lines. Ropes. Okay, before we get into it though, I want to say a big thank you to West Marine Corporate, West Marine Regional, and this store. We are at the West Marine Fort Lauderdale, which is the largest West Marine on the East Coast. Thank you so much for this partnership to allow us to film in here. We really appreciate it. Okay, so are all lines the same?
Okay, no, they are not.
Okay, well this one's yellow and this one's black.
No,
okay,
so they're made of different things.
Yes, okay, I'm going to go through this real quick. So this black line right here, this is called Mega Braid, and yacht crew like this, okay? It's easy to work with, and it's very easy to coil. The reason because it's made in a braid fashion, like girls braid their hair.
Yes.
So it lays down on the deck really nice. Look, isn't that nice?
And it has a lot of stretch.
Okay, well this particular Mega Braid has a 10% stretch and a 15% braking load. That's important. We'll remember that in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, let's go up to here. What do you got this? You know what this is?
This is a polyurethane.
Close. Polypropylene.
Polypropylene.
This is the cheapest of the lines that you can get, and please do not tie your yacht up with these. However, they're good for water sports toys because this floats in the water.
Yes.
Okay. Water sports, all kinds of other stuff. This stuff actually has a braking strength of, it'll go to 20% before it snaps, but it stretches only 5. Okay?
Yeah, it's definitely not
good for jet skis.
as loose.
Yeah, it's the cheap line. All the fishermen use this one. Okay, then of course we have the good old standard. What is this? Yeah, what is this?
This is the double braided.
Double braid. We all love double braid. Okay, double braid is like Mega Braid, except that the stretch factor on this is a little less, and the braking strength is a little less than Mega Braid.
And the thread is much thinner.
Well, the thing with this, the double braid, this is the standard in yachting for double braid lines. But basically, from a coiling standpoint and working with it, this stuff, when it gets old, it gets all kinds of
mold.
You work on boats. It gets harder to manipulate, right?
Oh yeah.
Mega Braid's much more pliable. Then we have
The big gun.
What's that?
This is the triple blade.
It's okay, close. It's 3-strand. This is what sailors used 100 years ago.
They're very heavy. This is not fun.
Okay, this is compared to the polyprop, this is a mid-level line. Okay, but there's nothing wrong with this whatsoever. This is a very good pliable line that sailors have been using for hundreds of years.
Is this less expensive than these, would you say?
Well, this is less expensive than double braid.
Okay.
It goes, most expensive is Mega Braid, then double braid, then 3-strand, then polypropylene.
Okay.
All right. Now, those are the lines. I would use Mega Braid for dock lines. Okay. I would use double braid for stuff on deck. I would use polypropylene for jet skis and all kinds of water sports toys because it does float.
Yep.
Okay, matter of fact, they make ski ropes out of this. And 3-strand on a modern yacht probably doesn't have any place anymore. That's a shame.
Ever really see them.
But sailors will use a lot of it. Now those are the lines, and now what you need to know is how long should they be? It's very simple. Spring lines should be at least 60% of the length of the vessel.
Okay.
I like 70%. Spring lines are going to be a lot longer than bow lines that come straight off to the dock. Bow lines should be 50% of the length. For example, Renaissance is 116 feet. I have 50-foot bow and stern lines, and I have 70-foot spring lines. All right, you can actually go bigger and then double up the lines. That's a whole nother story, but I like to double up because you never know in the middle of the night when that storm comes through. Do you want to get up in the middle of the night, or is the boat already doubled up? I double up every time I'm away from my home dock.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how do you know what size line you need?
Well, you go by your fingers. If you can't, if you need, no, there's actually it's a good question. So I'll give you these 3 polypropes. The breaking strength on this 1/4 inch is 1,200 pounds. The breaking strength on 3/8 is 2,600 pounds, and on 1/2 inch it's 4,300 pounds.
Okay.
Now that is from the manufacturer. If you don't know, it's breaking strength divided by 5.
That's 1/5.
1/5. Okay, now let me just point this out super quick. We got 1/2 inch here, we got 1/2 inch here. We have different size lines. Just because it's 1/2 inch does not mean that its breaking strength is all the same. It goes by the type of line too. All right. So that's lines. They're really cool. They're really nice. I think I need to buy some new ones for my boat.
The color is really good on
I
you.
like this.
Yeah.
All right. So now we are moving into, where are we going?
We're going swimming with the sharks and the bottom feeders.
Okay, we're going to go to bottom feeders. Let's go. Okay. Did you learn anything about lines?
Not any more than I already knew.
Okay. How about this? Hey, baby, you want a drink?
Now that one I didn't get yet.
Okay, a lot of crew like that. Okay, we're going into bottom feeders. Give me the shark.
Why are we sharking so much today?
It's a sharky kind of episode.
That's fine.
I'll
I'm
tell
here
you
for
what,
it.
why don't you give me some non-shark bottom feeders?
Right, non-shark bottom feeders, because you guys are not sharks. You don't attack kayaks, you watch our show. Our bottom feeders this week, we have Captain Deborah Rosen. Thank you, Deborah, for watching us, and she is from Brazil. Thank you.
Big shout out, Deborah. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Xiomara Rivera Valentine.
Yeah.
I know her. I see her online all the time, and she is actually a very hardworking stew. So
She's a stew?
yes, she is a stew.
Thank you for watching while
thank
you're not
you.
stewing.
Yes, appreciate you.
Okay.
And we have Phil Taylor, who works at Ocean Supply Co., and he lives in Coral Springs.
Ocean Supply Co. to get all your supplies for the ocean. I don't know what they sell actually. But Phil and everybody else, thank you for watching The Bottom Line. Did you know we have I just looked like in the past 2 months, millions of views?
I love that for us.
I get $1 for every view.
Tell your friends.
I don't get $1.
I don't
for
get
every
$1.
view. No, I don't get $1 either. Okay.
We don't get dollars.
Now we are moving into, where are we going? We are going into Crew Corner. Damn it. Crew Corner. And you know who is brought to you by, what the hell am I saying? And now we're going into Crew Corner. Let me show you something really cool. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is Jamie. This is Jamie from Crew Unlimited. It's Jamie from Crew Haven. I recently lost my house and I'm staying over at her place now.
It's been a long time together.
But anyway, do you know what we're talking about in Crew Corner this week?
No.
Crew diversity. So let's go ahead and give me the cannon. Damn it.
This week, we are talking about crew transitioning from being crew members to other figures in our industry, like brokers or managers, or opening up their own AC business, or whatever it is that you choose to do.
Speaking of transitioning, I want everybody to know it's been really rough for me this past half year because my boat is for sale, so I am transitioning into something else, and for everybody who's not sure, I'm on day 165 of transitioning, and Captain Morgan has actually put my picture on the bottle. Isn't that cool? So I want everybody to start buying Captain Morgan. 165. Hey, sister. Okay.
Well, at least it's better than Bud Light.
So, Chelsea, there's a couple of things that go on when you transition. All right. First of all, there is the mental issue because when you work on a yacht, especially younger, you get all your food.
Yes.
You get your housing. You get everything taken care of you. Somebody's even washing your clothes. So
Time to get
mentally, when somebody throws you on the beach and you're like, well, no, you have to be here at 8 o'clock. Whoa, I go up at 8. Well, the transit on a boat is about 10 minutes, or about 50 steps to work.
Right.
Now you have to get in a car, you got to go somewhere, and then they actually expect you to work.
Oh.
And then, what's pay-wise for the average crew member? Is it more? Is it less?
Oh, as far as honestly, that's a back and forth answer, because some crew make a fortune on these big charter boats.
Of course they do.
More than the brokers do.
Yeah.
So both jobs are equally as hard. I will say that. Being a broker is hard, being a manager is hard, being a crew member is hard. We all deserve to get paid.
Captains are easy.
We all know you're easy, Doug.
Listen. So basically, when somebody makes the transition, you should expect less money. And I'm going to
Absolutely not.
well, let me explain something. Less money because all of a sudden you have to take care of your own accommodation.
Right.
Now you have to pay car insurance.
Right.
Now you have to pay for a car.
Right.
Okay. Now you have to pay for gas. I mean, I'll be honest with you. First 15 years of my life, I didn't even own a car. I was globetrotting the Mediterranean Caribbean
Absolutely.
So you've got to plan for it. You can't leave yachting with 1 month's pay.
Well, a lot of people don't necessarily plan. I was one of those when I decided to make the jump to being a full-time broker. I did not save my crew money because I had too much fun with my crew money. So, but everybody does things differently. Yes, it is good advice. And that's something that, tell the crew members, because eventually everybody wants to change. Tell them how to do it. Help them out. Make everybody's lives easier.
I agree with that 100%. And there's something else that's going on is when you're yacht crew, and then you look at these support teams, and it's just not yacht charter broker or yacht broker, charter broker. It's the guys in the trucks that come and work on the boats.
Right.
It's the cleaning staff. It's the electronics guys. Just keep this in mind. They all probably were yacht crew at one time, and we all do this for the love of boats.
Exactly.
So don't be snooty to them. Like when they're walking on a boat, go, take your shoes off. What the? They know. All right. They know what they're doing, and I think it's really important to support. Right?
Right, support. We have discussed mental health with crew members because being on a boat is hard for 15, 16, 17 hours a day. Well, so is getting chased around by yacht owners for 15, 16, 17 hours a day. So
I congratulate you on making the transition. Okay?
Thank you.
Because there's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. If you're a charter broker or if you're a yacht broker, okay, and that happens to be your forte.
Yes.
If you don't sell anything, you don't get paid.
you starve.
You starve. It's not like you can call the boss of the boat, go, I need some more money. No, that's it. So you have to hustle. So there's always going to be a time when it's time to get off the boats.
Right.
But you still want the love of boating, so you want to be in the industry. So everybody needs to work together. Everybody needs to support each other on the land base and the boat base. And it'll all be good.
If you start seeing a lot of bottles of Captain Morgan laying around, check on your friends that are trying to get out of crewing.
Okay. So anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, that is it for
our
this
show.
week, and we will see you guys next week. We have this big special coming up for the summer before we take a break. I'm not going to tell you any more about it. Did you know that? We're going to Las Vegas.
Hell yeah.
Okay, all right. Anyway, I'm Doug.
I'm Chelsea.
And that's Mama.